Bring in Richard Clarida, former vice chairman of the Federal Reserve, now a global economic advisor at PIMCO. And I could paint the most beautiful picture, Richard, of the world we were living in 3 or 4 months ago. Soft landing in the bag. Inflation definitely going the right direction. You know, just a matter of time till it gets down to the target of 2. Jobs better than they've ever been in history, and yet, you know, not overheating anywhere in terms of the economy. But now it seems like we're questioning all those narratives. Should we be, or we like to worry?
Joe, thanks for having me on. No, I think the basic story of the economy coming into the year is still the baseline case. Inflation coming down. You know, the chair and others have used the bumpy road analogy. To me, it still looks like a bumpy road and not yet a U-turn. But also, I think the committee and we all should be, you know, that dreaded word. We should be data dependent. In the last 3 months, the inflation data has not been good. But again, I think it is important, as you did, Joe, to emphasize, look, this is an economy with a lot of job creation, real wage gains. You know, the chair made the point they're not targeting wage inflation, but they do want to get inflation into the 2s and on a path to target. So I'm in the bumpy road camp, but looking at the data.
So you would be, I asked this earlier, you would mortgage the house and bet that the next move is definitely down in rates?
I don't think I'd mortgage, because I think there is a scenario. The chair himself acknowledged there are scenarios where that might be called for. But I really do think that, I'll start off with what they think. And in fact, the chair was very specific yesterday. He said, we judge policy is restrictive. We also judge if we keep it here at this current level, it will be sufficiently restrictive. He said it's unlikely, indeed your sound had that, it's unlikely they hike. So I don't think this is about mortgaging the house. It's about probabilities. But I think the baseline is the next move at some point will be a cut.
Will it require, to get down into the 2s, as you said, will it require unemployment to tick higher? And if unemployment ticks higher, can you guarantee me that inflation will definitely moderate? Will that do the trick?
No, it's not a guarantee. And so far there's been since 2022 there's been a big decline in inflation with a very, very hot and robust labor market. So it's not required. No, there is some research, but again, it's economic research that indicates perhaps some modest rise in unemployment may be part of the adjustment. But, Joe and you and I go back long enough to remember periods where unemployment goes up and inflation goes up. So, no, it's not a guarantee.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, that's what I'm worried. That's in the back of our minds. I guess that's what we're all scared of.
Yeah.
Misery indexes that I don't even think
sure.
people wouldn't even believe that such a thing could happen. And it has happened. I don't know how we did it last time. We must have really screwed up. And I don't know if we're in the middle of quasi screwing up right now. I can't get a feel.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah, don't think so.
And all the $34 trillion that we've got to worry about, and all the refinancing and everything that's going to happen, we can absorb that in debt to GDP. That never comes home to roost if it never goes below 100 again.
Yeah, no, on that topic, I think that we have to acknowledge, debt to GDP is north of 100%. I think what's more concerning to me, Joe, is not where it is today. That reflects past decisions, and it reflects the policy response to the financial crisis and the pandemic. I think what's really concerning to me, and at some point could be to markets, is the trajectory. The CBO trajectory is really sobering. It basically shows 5 to 6% deficits to GDP as far as the eye can see. When I used to be in my past job, I said the U.S. is on an unsustainable fiscal path. It's on a more unsustainable fiscal path now. So the bond market vigilantes have been in hibernation for the most part. I think it's hibernation. I don't think they're dead. But yeah, I think that has got to be an ongoing factor in thinking about not only the near term, but the longer term. Who's going to hold $30+ trillion of treasuries that have to get rolled over and the like. So certainly it's something I'm paying attention to.